Hi guys, please excuse any background mess you may see. It's Sunday the 21st as of now, like when I'm filming this, and I have not too long stepped through the door from my adventures at VFest. Now, I've kind of been wanting to do this kind of video, but I wasn't too sure if anyone would be interested in it, but my friend Sun from Sun's Bookish Games X, or Kiss, however you want to say it, said she'd be really interested in seeing something like that and actually asked me if I'd do this. So, as on her request, I thought, yeah, why not talk about my experience, some of the stuff I enjoyed or didn't enjoy, the stuff I brought with me and that sort of stuff, just for those maybe that haven't been there before or haven't been to any kind of festival before, just kind of help you out maybe. And this is my first time going to VFest, and yeah, so this might be a little bit long. I do apologise. I'll try to condense it as much as I can, but I am going to try and put a lot of information in it, so hopefully, you know, you'll bear with me. So I went down on the Friday, and that was a real quiet day. It was more about people kind of setting up camp, choosing their place to put their tent up and stuff like that. I went with two of my friends. I went with Laura and Chelsea. Might have mentioned before. Laura, her dad picked me up and we drove together, and Chelsea met us there, and because she doesn't live near us. So we got there, and oh my god, it was so much walking. We had to go round and round, not knowing really where to be dropped off. There's like different colours for the different places, so if you've got a blue wristband, you're going to the blue drop-off zone sort of thing. I was in the red camp, so I went to I was supposed to be going to the red drop-off zone, but we ended up going to the blue drop-off zone. I don't know why, but that's how it happened. But just so you know, there's different kind of colour coordinated thing. I think that's just where we meet in Chelsea. And we didn't really know exactly how far the main red camp was going to be, so every time we asked someone, it seemed to always be, oh, it's just 10 minutes up there, 10 minutes up there. Well, that 10 minutes up there turned into 45 minutes. Everyone seemed to have no concept of time. Like, 45 minutes? That's not 10 minutes. But you know, they were just giving directions as best as they could. I do think some of the staff could have been a little bit more clued in to exactly where you were going, because there was multiple times where we were trying to find the main arena, just so we weren't getting lost in that on the days that we actually wanted to see people, and they kept sending us all over the place. Like, it was ridiculous. I can't go to the gym like tomorrow for sure, because I feel like I've done a marathon. Like, my legs, my back, my neck, my feet, my arms are all aching. So yeah, so Friday we got up there, set up tent. We got quite a nice quiet place, and usually, so I'm told, the red camp can be more for like party going people. It's just how it sort of falls. Like this year the yellow camp seemed to be more of a family based situation, but yeah, it was generally quite quiet where we ended up going rather. Kind of walked around, got a feel for the area, tried to get our wits about us. As I said, we tried to find the main arena, ended up finding that eventually, and yeah, it was just really nice. It was not too, well, it was busy, but I mean, people just settling in. It wasn't like an uncomfortable busyness. Now, I'm always a person that gets really nervous and worried in places that I'm not used to, because I am prone, as well as a lot of things, mainly I'm prone to passing out. And especially when I can't find where the toilets are, or I feel like I can't get to them quick enough, that makes me anxious, you know. I get really nervous about that. So I was kind of on and off, really kind of nervous throughout the weekend, but I'm just really proud of myself for battling through it and getting through it. And yeah, because I thought I was going to have to try and call someone to get me at one point, because I was feeling sick with it, and that's what I do. I get nervous, then I get panicky, and then I start feeling sick. Sometimes I get sick and I have reason to be, you know, nervous about it, but most of the time it's that way around, unfortunately. But I battled through it, and I'm really happy that I did so. So I was kind of feeling like that for the majority of the Friday. Luckily, I was with friends that, you know, really care about me, that I've been to college with them, and I'm with them at uni now, so they know me, they know what's wrong with me, kind of thing like that, and how to sort of deal with me as best as they can. So it was really nice having them there for support and comfort and that. So definitely go with your bestest friends or just a nice group of friends you really feel comfortable around and trust. So I was well looked after. Yeah, what else did we do on Friday? Honestly, it was just looking around, getting some stuff to eat, looking at the stalls. To be fair, the food that I was getting anyway wasn't too badly priced. Of course they're going to bump it up a little bit, but it wasn't that bad, and for what you were getting, you know. Like, I mean, for me personally, I was happy paying $2.50 for a nice cup like this size, but you know, plastic or paper cup of tea in the morning. And I think I paid like $3.50 for a portion of chips, which I couldn't even finish, so you know, good price in there. And then on the Saturday, that's when all kind of like the main acts and everything, all the stuff was getting started. I'll tell you quickly who I had hoped to see, and then who I actually ended up seeing. I have got some pictures and videos and stuff, so I'll try and dot them around where I can, or maybe put them at the end or whatever. So on Saturday, there were some changes to the timetable, and that I think someone dropped out and like Stormzy went in or something like that. But on Saturday, I did want to see Justin Bieber, Sia, Bastille, Mike Posner, DNCE, Troye Sivan, Foxes. And on the Sunday, I wouldn't have minded seeing Rihanna, Years and Years, and Tom Odell. But in actual fact, I didn't end up seeing anything today because I went home early, just because Rihanna was really late, because obviously they want people to stay to see them, so they see the other acts and that. But there wasn't as good a lineup as on the Saturday. So on Saturday, I managed to see, I'll try and say it in order. So the first act I ended up seeing was Mike Posner, because DNCE realised that we missed them. And then I went over going to watch Foxes, and we ended up seeing this guy. He sings a song. The music video kind of looks like something from Where the Wild Things Are, and it's like I Will Always Love You, and I don't know, it's a really good song. He was amazing. I cried a little bit at his song. I cried a little bit at Foxes that I saw next. And then we went to see Stormzy. I never really heard of him. I'm not really into that music, but I went because my friends wanted to see him. And then Jess Glynn was on, and she was really amazing. Again, Laura wanted to see her, so I was like, oh, okay. And I'm so glad she was right, like Laura was, and Chelsea was right at the front, and I was pretty close. And I'm so glad, because seeing her and the way she interacts with the crowd and just her loving her music was amazing. Like, she's so into it, and I loved it. And then I saw Bastille straight after, and oh my god, they're amazing. Right, I cried a little bit at them as well. I was just like, so overwhelming. I think it's just live music. It kind of connects with you more, you know what I mean? It's an amazing experience, definitely. And then I didn't really go up close to Sia, but we were listening to her, and she sounded really good, and I really enjoyed her. And then we had Justin Bieber, who was like the main act of the night. And honestly, I've got some footage that, again, I'll probably show at the end. It's probably going to be copyrighted, but oh well. It was terrible. Like, I mean, I'm not the biggest Justin Bieber fan. I mean, I really like his new album, I suppose. But, you know, everybody paid, well, quite a few people paid to see him, really. You know, they didn't really care about the rest of the act. They were happily to see everything else, but they wanted to see him. And there was something up with his microphone or the speakers or something, because from where we were, and I was even closer than where I was for Sia, and it was still pretty far back, and I could hear her perfectly fine, but I could not hear anything of what he was saying. I didn't even know what song he was singing, like, and that was constantly. And I don't know, he seemed to be talking stuff. I don't know if he was responding to the crowd, because the crowd started booing. Literally, people were walking away. I think I got that on film as well, and they kept like yelling, turn it up, because nobody could hear him from where we were, at least. And I don't know if he was like responding or what, but yeah, poor thing. He probably didn't even know what was going on, because if the sound people, you know, can't hear it, or don't realise that it's not coming out to us, they're not going to be able to tell Justin, you know, they can't hear you, that's why they're booing. But yeah, anyway, we gave up on that at the end, and Chelsea met her boyfriend, who's DJing there in the VIP area, and we ended up getting a bit of food. And over from all the way over the pizza area, we could hear Justin Bieber, and I don't understand how that worked. It was just really, really odd. So bit of strange sound formatting going on there, but yeah, a bit disappointing there, especially because I know a lot of people would have paid just to see him, because it was like his first performance back in the UK, wasn't it, after what happened in Wales, I think it was. So yeah, got back. Laura actually felt kind of ill. She didn't explain how ill she was until we got back to the tent, and I was like, oh god, do you need to go home? You know, I was totally prepared. I wouldn't have minded if she went home either way, because I was having a good time, and I knew we was probably going to leave a little bit early-ish on the Sunday, so I wasn't bothered. But she was fine, she got through it, she sorted herself out. And yeah, so that was the Saturday. Had a great time then. On the Sunday, which is today, I did leave around 1:30, just because, I think I already mentioned, I didn't, well, although I wouldn't have minded seeing 1 or 2 acts, it wasn't something I was super hyped about. To be honest, again, I probably already mentioned, the lineup for Sunday wasn't as great as, in my opinion, as the Saturday lineup, and I wasn't willing to wait till like, was it 9:30 or 10 or something for Rihanna, and then trying to get home in that rush when I know most of the people were going to leave on that night straight after, and it's just, I couldn't do it anyway. So we left about 1:30. I got myself a really cute bum bag. I know it sounds silly, I got it on the last day when I don't even need it, but I thought I might as well because, you know, it will come in handy. Kind of meeting Chelsea because she went off with some people, and just said bye, walked off to the car. Laura's dad picked us up again, and it was really good. If I forget anything, I'll mention it down below. But yeah, the toilets situation, I didn't find that I had to queue for a very long time. I just guess that happened in my favour, I don't know, I went at the right time I suppose. But yeah, definitely you're going to need sanitizer and your own tissue and stuff like that to wipe it down, wipe your hands after, because there's no sinks unless you're in the VIP area. In terms of washing, you can go to the showers, but the queues there looked massive, so I just had like baby wipes. We all did. The majority of people around us were just like baby wipes, baby wipes. Some people that got like really greasy hair was washing it with like freezing cold water, and the amount of yelps and screams we heard throughout the weekend due to people getting soaked with cold water was hilarious. The weather was good for me. I mean, it was on and off, like rainy and then like really hot, but because we had these winds and that, even though I was worried my tent was going to blow away because it was really crap and it was not waterproof, so it got wet inside, it was still bearable. I was not the epitome of fashion this weekend. I literally had, let me show you, this skirt the majority of the time. Oh, I just spilled my tea. Oh well. This skirt and these leggings on. In case I got hot, I took it off. In case I got cold, I put them on. I didn't look fashionable, but I wasn't there to be fashionable. And another thing, I don't know if I already said this or not, because I've been talking about it to like Joe because he didn't go with me, and I was talking to my mum because she didn't go with me. But you know, you see those videos on YouTube of those like people like, get ready with me festival and that sort of stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do that. No, I took no makeup with me. I didn't know what the weather was going to be like. I knew I wasn't going to waste time trying to look cute and that, and I was going to get face paints, but their line again was horrendous. So yeah, I couldn't be bothered doing that. Maybe if I was travelling from home just for a day, I'd do up my makeup and stuff, but I was not willing to have that gunk on my face, knowing I'd be sweating, knowing it would streak from the rain, and probably help make me pass out because of the extra weight on my face. But yeah, I don't know what else I was talking about. Oh yeah, the temperature. It was generally alright, I didn't mind. There was one time when I was lining up on the Saturday to get into the main arena, I felt like, oh, I might pass out because we were standing for a long time, and at that point it was pretty humid and I had these leggings on, so I was just like, get me out of here, and I couldn't turn back and I couldn't go forward, and I just had to wait. But you know, I got through it and it was great fun. So although I did have like a veil of kind of nausea about everything and panic, it was overridden by a really good time with some really good people, and I really enjoyed it. So I do have some tips, I don't know if you'd want to call it that, but just things that I would do probably if I was to go again. But let me first just say, there were a lot of families, like parents with like their teens and stuff like that, you know, and that's cool. But there was a particular instance where they were lovely people. There was this couple with 2 young kids, I think like 6 and 9, and they were waiting. Oh, who were they waiting for? They just come out of someone's performance, and they didn't know Stormzy was going to come on because apparently it wasn't on the lanyards, but they updated it on like the app or something, but they didn't know, and they got stuck in a mosh pit and the kids were crying and that. That's, for me, that's an example. I wouldn't bring young children, probably under the age of 12 at least, because I just don't think it's a safe environment. People are doing drugs, you know, they could pick something up and be like, oh, what's that, Smartie or something, you know, anything can happen. Again, people are pushy, shovey, they want to see people, they want to touch the singers and that, so I just don't think it's a safe environment to bring young children like that. So yeah, although it's, you know, you can bring teens with your parents and that if you want to go maybe for a first time experience, you know, you're with someone safe, definitely, but not young kids. So yes, so I would definitely suggest to take a bum bag, because I was carrying around a bag like this, and although it's alright, you know, I can fit a lot in there, the strap really dug into my shoulder and my back, and it was just uncomfortable because the more I crammed in there, the heavier it got on that area, and now I'm left with like a really like I need to click it but it won't click. So that's just one thing. I didn't think of it until the day that I was leaving, and I was looking online. I don't know why I decided, because I knew it wouldn't come in time, but yeah, definitely a bum bag. A cute one that you can wear around anytime. Like, I'd probably wear that around whenever, you know. It's just a bit easier, isn't it, sometimes. You're gonna need a mat to sit on, and probably a mat to sleep on as well, because if you don't have like a nicely floored tent or whatever, you're gonna feel the grass and the rocks and crap all underneath you, and it will hurt. I mean, I slept generally okay. The first night I was tossing and turning a lot, and it was raining as well, so I was quite cold and just uncomfortable. But I mean, even though I didn't feel like I slept, which I did, I felt well rested in the morning, and I kept waking up at 6:40 every time, and I'm thinking, oh, it's fine, it's like probably 9 o'clock now. No, it's the natural light, it just does that to you, it wakes you up, and for some reason I felt really refreshed. The next night I had a much better sleep, and it wasn't raining or anything, and I was all snug and nice, so that was good. But I was still like kind of rock there, even though I had Laura's extra yoga mat. So yeah, even though it's bumpy, a suitcase might be easier to carry. It just might be, you know, you're not actually carrying it, you're kind of dragging it across. I saw people hiring out like wheelbarrows and that, but it's like £20 a time or whatever, I don't even know, ridiculous amount. So you could bring stuff like that to wheel your things in, just to make it a bit easier, because you know it hurts, and especially if you don't know how long you're journeying for, like walking, it's gonna take its toll on you. If you don't know about the weather, I'd suggest keeping valuables and clothes and stuff like that wrapped up in a plastic bag inside your like stay over bag or whatever, if it's not waterproof, because some of my clothes were soaked. Like this was soaked, it dried out in the sun as I was wearing it today. So you know, it can get through, especially if you've got a really crappy unwaterproof tent. You know, things are gonna get a bit wrecked, but you know, it's fine. Luckily it was just my clothes, nothing electronic or anything like that. I took a book with me, that was fine. I found time to read actually, and it was a really nice joyful occasion just before I went to bed, so yeah. And during the day when I didn't have an act to see or whatever, and I just wanted to lounge about, it's quite nice. They had a really good signal at first for like Wi-Fi and stuff, and then all of a sudden when I'm trying to send texts out and that, I realise they're getting delayed or they're just not sending. So it's really bad signal in the hubbub area, you know, where all the acts and stuff are playing, and but it can't be helped, there's a lot of people and there's just a lot of traffic in the signal, I guess. So yeah, I do think that's it. No, it's not. I'm going to show you just quickly the general stuff that I took, but first I'm quickly going to gulp down this tea. Right, let's try and keep this under at least 30 minutes. I ended up taking about 4 bags, including my like side bag thing. So I'm going to show you what I took just generally in my stay over bag. I had stuff like sanitizer, sun cream, deodorant, my phone charger, like a portable one, toothbrush and toothpaste, which I need to put back, baby wipes, tablets, you know, like medication and stuff, sprays. In one of the bags I had like food, so I had like these that I haven't opened, bag full of apples that is no longer full of apples. I had quite a few waters, some bagels, I had some biscuits, what else, pack of sweets, I had 4 of these little cans, a couple of these kind of protein bars. Like the bottom of my bag is soaked, I need to get everything out anyway. And then like this is what I had to do when I realised my clothes were getting wet, so that sort of thing, just put it in there and then drop it in your bag. Sanitary towels, what else, clothes of course, a book as I said, oh my glasses case because I had my sunglasses as well, a bag that I've got like my sleeping bag in and a pillow, and then of course my side bag, which obviously I needed whatever I needed to take around with me in. So I don't know, like my phone, tablets on me, that sort of stuff, you know what you put in your side bag. So I do believe that's actually it. Some clips and whatever I'll put at the end. And yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope this helps you in some way. If you're at VFest this past weekend, I guess, whenever this goes up, I really hope you had a great time. If you go next time, have an awesome time and be safe. Always stay safe, because there's a lot of unaware dangers going on, so just be careful. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but you know, in everything, just look after yourself, you know. So that is it for this video, and I will speak to you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
People are booing Justin Bieber.